Hello, my name is Vonla Glassman and this is my horse Jimmy. Today I'm going to be demonstrating bandaging. A few things you want to be aware of is that bandaging can be very damaging in the wrong hands, and it can be potentially permanently damaging as you can bow a tendon or cord a horse. Now, bandaging is not to reduce swelling, it is only to prevent and protect the leg. First off, I will be demonstrating a polo wrap. Polos can be used for exercise. You do not want to be using them in wet conditions because it is fabric and that can get soggy and wet. You do not want to use them for turnout because if they loosen, they can fall off and get tangled in your horse's leg.
Okay.
I'm now going to demonstrate my polo bandage. Something you want to be considerate of is that your horse always knows where you are since you are going down to his leg. And then you also always want to make sure you are in a squatting position. You don't want to be kneeling on both of your knees. If you can do one knee, but make sure you always have one foot planted on the ground. I'm going to be starting from inside, back, over the front. You want to make sure your laps are nice and even, just since this is something that is more for looks. And you also want to make sure that you are doing it snug, but not too tight, as you don't want to hurt the horse's leg. Here I can fit a finger in the top and in the bottom, and yeah.
Go.
I'm going to next demonstrate my standing bandage. I have my quilt and my track wrap. Standing bandages can be used for shipping. They can be used over an injury. They do not reduce swelling, but they do prevent any more from occurring. After a really hard workout, you can also use a standing bandage. So with my quilt, I'm going to start the same way as I did with the polo on the inside from front to back. I'm going to start below the knee, and I'm going to go below the fetlock. You want to make sure your quilt is tight, because if your quilt is tight, then your wrap will be more secure. You can't make a tight wrap if you don't have a tight quilt. And then I'm going to put my track wrap in. I want to leave about ½ an inch of the quilt out on the bottom, and then work my way back up, creating even pressure, making sure it stays smooth. And then I also want to leave about ½ an inch on the top as well. And then most track wraps have fasteners on them, like this one has Velcro, but you can also use masking tape in a spiral. You don't want to do like straight across touching, because that will create a pressure point. Yeah, this is my standing bandage.
One.
So next I'm going to be doing my wound bandage. First I will need a quilt and a track wrap as normal, and then I am using just petroleum jelly to make it stick to the horse, but normally you would put like chlorhexidine on the wound or whatever your vet wants you to put on it. And I have a non-stick pad or a Telpa pad and loose roll gauze. So when you are using an ointment, you don't want to just stick your finger in there. You want to stick the pad in just to make sure you aren't contaminating everything. So I just stuck a little bit on there. And then I'm just gonna put it on the cannonball. And then with the loose roll gauze, I'm going to wrap it around just so that it sticks better. And now I will just continue with a normal standing bandage. Starting from the inside. And again, you want to leave about ½ inch of the quilt out on the bottom. And then about ½ inch on the top as well. And again, you can use masking tape to do a spiral just to secure this a little better. And that is my wound bandage. My stack wrap, with the stack wrap, I'm going to start with a shorter quilt and a shorter track wrap as my anchor, and then I will be using a taller track quilt for the upper leg. A stack wrap would be used if your horse has an upper leg injury in the front or the back, but I will be demonstrating this on a front leg. So you're going to start as the normal inside over the front, but this we are going to do much lower so that it doesn't have any ability to move down anymore, just so it is more of an anchor. And you want the top to be nice and even so it acts as a really good shelf for the top part of the quilt. And still make sure you have even tension and not any wrinkles. And you still want to leave about ½ inch on the top again. And I'm going to grab my big quilt. And you can place it either on the shelf or you can place it a little over it, but I'm going to place it on the shelf. I'm going to lay down. You like notes in that? going to start in the middle with my track wrap and slowly work my way down. Making sure I go over the crease and then all the way over the Velcro down here, and then I can work my way back up. I'm going to be putting elasticon on the top and the bottom just to keep out any dirt or debris. Now you want to make sure you put it about 50-50 on the bandage and on the horse's skin. And now this doesn't, you don't want it to be very tight. You just want to make sure it will stay on. And then on the bottom. Now normally you don't really want to be doing this on a sawdust type ground, as the sawdust can get caught up in this, but for these purposes it'll do. Now I'm going to be doing my hoof bandage. This can be used if a horse has a hot nail or an abscess, or if they lose a shoe. With an abscess, usually you put a dressing in there like ichthymol, so I will need a pad for that. Then we will have a diaper for some cushion, and vet wrap will be going over that. And then we'll have the duct tape grid, which you make just doing strips of duct tape one way, about 4 or 5, depending on how big the horse's hoof is, and then going the opposite direction. So first I'm going to just put my non-stick pad with dressing in the center, and then I'm going to take my diaper and mold it around the foot, if I can open it. And the little butt crease goes perfectly into the toe of the hoof, and then just use the tabs to secure it in place. And then I will use vet wrap. I'm just going to start in the center and work my way around the hoof. This just secures the diaper into place. You want to make sure that you cover the entire thing. And then I will stick on my duct tape square, and this just keeps all of the liquid and things like that out of it when the horse is in its stall. And then you just fold that around. And then you can also put duct tape strips on the front just to keep it more secure. But you just make sure you don't want to go above the coronet band with the vet wrap or with the duct tape, because that would put pressure on that. And that is my foot. And that is the conclusion of my bandaging video. We went through the polo wrap, the standing bandage, the wound bandage, the stack wrap, and the hoof bandage. Thanks to little Jimmy here for being a willing, but very, very moving participant, as you can see.